Proxy Table Gaming is a YouTube channel with Hyper G and Lucky Sixes as your hosts
We are YouTube hosts
for Proxy Table Gaming.
for Proxy
Yes,
Table in the ninth age.
is the age of ninth, after the 8th and before the 10th. Yes,
And we often march for victory.
yes, we do. We do march for victory. Whether we achieve victory is always up for grabs.
Which we haven't mentioned, but this tournament wasn't on March the 4th. This is
that is an oversight, isn't it, on
much
Ollie's behalf?
later in the calendar. Yes.
Yeah. Well, never even occurred to me before now. You're right.
But yes.
Okay. And so you were in round 5 with Team England.
Team England A.
The A team, of course. Yes. Let's not forget.
And I was. We were paired up against. We needed a big win in order to get podium, and I was paired up, or we were paired up against Team Wales, the Wales Leaks.
Oh yeah. Is that the one I played against? No,
it's the one that you played, and in fact, I
played.
Not only the team you played, but I played the player you played in Luke.
Oh no!
Williams.
Did he tell
strap
you
in,
how
Luke.
much of a stroppy person I was?
For this one.
Oh, the insults are gonna fly. Not saying a word. Over to you.
Thankfully, I can say we had a very, very, very chilled out last battle, and it was
goodness.
lovely, and he was loveliness in his.
So his impression of PTG is only 50% bad.
Well, no, that was my impression of him. I can't say his impression for me. I can't talk for him. I was a dick, but he was fine. He was
wonderful.
But yes, so we know my list at this point. It's all,
we do. Yeah,
all vampire-y. We know of Luke's list.
We did
because we played before. 2 Colossus. Some skeleton chariots, a big unit of necro guard, some skeletons,
very scary
scouts. And then we got the Shah Guardian, basically Pharaoh. The Pharaoh the other one goes the Death Mask of Tepek. Goes in with the necro guard as well, and the Death Cult Hierarchs go in the skeleton bunker. So yeah, no.
Little tip: don't get charged in the flank by skeletons.
Don't get charged in the flank. Just period. I think is my
that's
take
what we're learning from this whole tournament.
Goodness me, stay out of arc as well. That's another one. But yes, frontline clash captures flags. Before I get into deployment and stuff, this was a. So obviously before the tournament we did predictions and things like this. This was a red matchup for me.
Getting that out there early.
And in terms of the team, my aim was to keep as many points as possible. So it was a 5-8 was my prediction, and I was aiming for obviously 5-8. Yes, so really 5+ in this.
Okay,
and we'll do a review of how I think I did at the end as well, and you can obviously
when you bring back 20.
This is it by champion shenanigans him.
Hey, don't goad me. Don't goad me.
Oh, there's so much going on. But anyway, so with that in mind, he dropped for first. Pretty much as you see it, but the Shah Guardian.
I love the way you've just dumped your magic cards in the middle. I have loads of spells.
This is it. You want to read it, bitch. That's what it is. But yeah, no. So pretty much he deployed as is, with the Shah Guardian front, back next to his necro guard, and his skeleton chariots are obviously back a little bit on the hill. So you got from right to left skeleton chariots, Shah Guardian, skeleton bunker with the 2 hierophants in it, necro guard with the Pharaoh in it, the chaffing light troops, skeleton
cavalry,
whatever, and the 2 Colossus with the guys right over on the left. Both are entombed beneath the sands. So off the back of it, actually it's quite a small army.
There's only 2 scoring, and no, 3 scoring. One is under the sands.
I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, because
Oh
those
no,
chariots don't score. No, the chariots don't score. You need
no,
something
they
else
don't.
on them to do that.
Yeah,
But yeah, so
legionary
the chariots,
chariots or something.
yeah, the chariots have that little marker, which is the weapon skill and defensive skill 5
Hmm.
thing on them,
Hmm.
which is
Yes,
important as well.
the
And
Shah
he
Guardian's giving it to them, isn't he?
gives it to
Yeah.
him, yeah, and he can give a construct 5-up regen, and so you'll see
Yeah.
a R token next to one of his Colossus or the Shah Guardian.
Yeah.
So there. So this is during his first movement. I sort of remember that I'm taking pictures and do it halfway through. But just to show
Action
deployment,
shot.
so he drops. So I've got plenty. This is me reacting, and my thought process was to corner up as much as possible around this impassable. Now, on reflection, I could have cornered harder.
Okay.
But this is where I thought I wanted to be. The ghouls I don't see as useful in any way, shape, or form in this. The chariots impact hits, kill it. The Colossus. Normally I'd be like, oh yeah, show your monsters at me, bro. But they got 3-up save, and the Colossus are just insanely good against infantry. They just like do just
Yeah.
so.
But not good against Ramphadons.
Yes, well, no, clearly. So yeah, with the stomp, with the extra grind, the paired weapons, all that stuff.
Oh yeah,
I
they're
wanted
brutal.
them to stay away. I wanted them to go over that way. I was like, well, if they go in, I can. They'll take ages to get there, and then they're out of the way of my skeleton block. Because with paired weapons, they just obliterate my block as well. So, yeah, my focus was on magic and things to kill the Colossus early. And if they took their time to get over that way, I thought, well, I've got 2 or 3 turns to magic them. Is a thought process there. The Gas are just going to stay. Obviously, they're not at the front line. They're trying to stay back to countercharge and things. The Spirit Hosts are there just to chaff something when they can, and the Vampire Knights again there to countercharge and hopefully zone a little bit, so they can't just run forwards.
Great.
I think I put my dogs on that right hand side because obviously can't march, so that's an issue. But I put them there first. They were my first drop, and then he dropped.
Oh sure.
So then I was like, well, when he basically put them opposite that, I was like, well, I'm going over this side.
Yeah.
Obviously, with his list and my list and the way we're deployed, he just runs at me he pops the Relentless Banner on the Necroguard as well, so he's right
Yeah,
with
they're
my
right
grill.
on you.
Yeah, so not liking that. But that's all he really does. He kills some dogs on the right hand side.
Okay.
But that's about it. I move up to chaff his Colossus so that I can get my wraiths up and start hopefully sweeping them around and things. Obviously, otherwise I don't move up too much. My dogs move up so that he can't charge my Vampire Knights, but otherwise, so he can charge the dogs, but he can't charge directly the Vampire Knights, and there's no overrun.
He's in the front of the dogs, right?
Yeah. Also, I'm out of line of sight of his Shah Guardian as well, so they're in a decent spot, although I do think they're a bit high up still. But yeah, so if he charges me, I can countercharge him, which is great. That's what I wanted to be doing. Otherwise, yeah, just that's it, really. I also get a magic move off on these guys so that I just
Stretch the whole line.
Ultra chaff, and I chaff his Necroguards from marching forwards as well. So I'm keeping them back where I can. Do get I get a. I think it's a Grave Calls or something. I get something off on his Colossus that doesn't have regen, but I only do 1 wound. And as we know, against undead, that ain't gonna cut it.
May as well not bother.
Yeah. He charges the dogs. He charges the dogs with just his Colossus, who he now puts regen on there. And he moves up like so. So again, it has the chaff with the dogs has stopped him coming forwards, so that's great. So that's at least 1 turn. He's just sort of like shuffling around that. He only charges with the Colossus, so there's that. He moves his Shah Guardian out of the Vampire Knights line of sight, which is why I said they're perhaps a bit too high up. I went a bit too laissez-faire with them. So there, and the Shah Guardian has a magic magic weapons, so even my phantom host can't keep him
No,
keep him tied up.
Godslayer, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's good against Aegis, especially.
Yeah, multiple wounds as well. So yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah. The one of the entombed things comes up to chaff my 2 blocks
Scarabs,
as well.
yeah.
Yeah, and otherwise it's like so. He gets Whispers the Veil off on me and Ancestral Aid off on him.
Nice.
I think I failed to dispel Whispers and I let Ancestral Aid go because I think
Is that going to discourage you from the chariots? Is that?
that's what well, yeah. That's the idea. The Whispers going off was annoying because I stopped rerolls to wound, and then I think I tried to stop Whispers and it got it off, and I was like, I don't have any other chaff, and I'm far enough away from my general for Raised Dead not really to matter and to be able to affect things over here.
Yeah.
So I could possibly march past him, but at this point,
Shard Guardian's looking your way, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't know. So this put me in a quandary, and getting Whispers off was so annoying.
Whispers is a very good spell.
Yeah, it's great. Really, really good. Yeah, kills my dogs. Otherwise,
of course.
Looks like this. So with 2,
go for it.
Yeah. So I charge his Scarabs because I don't mind anything really going into the ghasts. I go for it with the Vampire Knights, and I knew this was a Hail Mary, really, because...
Are they out of line of sight, the Shard Guardian?
Yes. Yeah, the Shard Guardian is facing the ghast.
Oh, it's facing the other way. Oh, ignore that then. I was thinking it was facing towards the Knights,
Yeah. At this point, I know the ghouls can't really help anything, so the ghouls just like march back. The skeleton block moves around so that I can get my guys out of it. So that'll help with... basically, I get them out of it because of magic ranges, so that I can just about help the Vampire Knights with evocation stuff. So rerolls to hit, rerolls to wound, if possible. Wraiths go up because I've got double magic move as well, so I'm planning on magic moving them to go to sweep the Colossus, because that's a really, really good way of getting rid of Colossuses. 8 or 9 strength 5 AP 10s on them.
Massively, yeah.
It should do 2 or 3 wounds at least. I go in, and this is after combat. I do, and we'll go back actually. I do get a magic move off on the Wraiths, which he lets go so that he stops all my Evo buffs on the Vampire Knights.
Okay.
In hindsight, and this is another me trying to do too much.
In one magic.
So like the Vampire Knights were too high up. I think I was trying to do. I only got a magic move off, which great. The Wraiths go through. They only do 1 wound as well to a roach, which is annoying, but it's not the end of the world. But it does mean that trying to do both of those things has mean the Vampire Knights don't have any buffs. They go in, I think they do 3 wounds in total, which was below average on wounds, because they're hitting on 4s because of the weapon skill, so that is important, with 15 attacks. Then wounded on 2s with no save.
What do you mean by weapon skill? Oh, because they had a buff on the chariot.
Yeah. So I go first, I do loads of wounds, great. But I only do I want to say 4 wounds maybe.
Because your resilience is down.
Yeah, he only does 3 to me, so it's not terrible. But I win by 1 a charge, and he's got a banner as well. So I win by 2. I crumble off another one of his guys, but he's still got a decent amount of attacks at me.
Charging.
He's got the buffs, and he's got a magic phase to get him back. And I just think that was the wrong decision. And especially,
I suppose if you weren't doing it alongside the magic move, then you forced through a buff.
So his rerolls to hit is the main thing here, which he will stop at all costs, because that's the hardest thing for me to do. But I should get a Whispers or something like that to help him out. Yeah, maybe even a Breath of Corruption, sort of thing. So I think I spread myself too thin, and this was too much of a risk with his magic that he had off to go in. Because I don't really have any support for these guys, and even if he didn't kill me in the next round, I don't have any support, so he's gonna grind me out.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So yeah, that's.
I mean, he could even blank charge his skeletons into your vampire knights.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
combat res
I
for
kind
that.
of. It's a shame, really, because I kind of realised this at that point, and I was like, oh,
Sure.
that's kind of, and it's flags. So he could just, I mean, worst case scenario, he just backs off, and I lose the game 13-7.
Wow.
So yeah, we go into the middle, and my gas kill the scarabs and turn to face like this. Yeah, just sort of seeing how we go.
He's in a position to really push, isn't he? So.
Yeah, this is it, and I think from his point of view, he wants to get as much out of it as possible. Those Colossus come straight for my skeleton block because they know they can. I mean, even with
weapons,
my
aren't they? So they get through the parry.
No parry.
Massive,
even with my vampires in it, I just don't think I'd do enough to them to worry them, especially with two of them there. He does actually charge his Necrogard into my gas and fails, so that's another turn. Moves his Shard Guardian over here because he knows the vampire, the host can't do anything. I'm not too bothered by this actually because it means he's out of. He doesn't fly, so. No. But yeah, and then moves the skeletons up, and there is a spot behind me to worry me there. So yeah, it's not looking good for us, but we'll see what I can do to get out of it. In terms of, he gets a bubbled scrying off, and obviously because it targets that unit, it heals them as well, which doesn't make my case much better.
Yeah.
And at this point, and I'll go back to this because this is a better picture of it. I call the timeout, and it's Tanker that comes over. Yeah, yeah. Well, I just go. What do I do to salvage this? Really, and then Tanker comes over, and we use the whole time just to talk and about what's happened and things. And that's where a lot of the things that like Vampire Knight shouldn't really gone in, sort of thing. So it's a bit of a. This is a bad situation to be in. What should I do? And I go, do I go into the Necrogard because I've got scrying off, and the Death Mask means I'm actually hitting on sixes with my gas, and that's not a great place to be.
Well, does scrying and distracting work together?
No, it's not that. It's so it's not distract. So scrying is distracting.
It's defensive skill 6, isn't it?
Yeah. So it gives them a defensive skill for that, and it reduces mine or something like that. Whatever.
Yeah, there's something.
It's
it's horrible.
So I just go. I will be wounded, hitting on sixes, and obviously they go through to the armor. Only AP 1. He'd have like, what do I do, basically? And we sort of talk about some things to do, and of course it's more about hindsight of what I should have done. And I'm like, no. What do I do? I realize things have gone wrong.
Errors.
So it becomes a Hail Mary. And I charge the ghouls into the Colossus that's taken 1 wound, needing a 10, I think. And the court goes solo into this Colossus, hoping for impact hits and some Strength 5 goodness there. I've got 6 Strength 5 attacks going first, plus impact hits, so maybe I can do something there. Debated whether the Vampire goes in as well, just to try, but then the stomps and everything it's just too scary. Yeah. And I do declare this charge, I think, into his Necrogard.
You'd need
Hail Mary
in the
last moment. Yep, so they go in. I get reels to hit as well because I'm hitting on sixes. I know I would get it in the second round, but it just helps. I also get Deceptive Glamour off on them to mean I'm now hitting on 5s. So I'm hitting on 5s with a reroll and poison. So I'm like, that's the best I think I could have got out of this situation to help them try and do something. It doesn't go well though. I lose a bunch. I do a bunch, so I kill like what's that? 8, 10 out of 32, so a third of the unit, which is great. He comes back and kills a bunch to me. He rolled really hot on that. But also, this is my turn. He's killed my Vampire Knights on my turn. Again, I do a few wounds, but it's not enough, and he actually does like 3 or 4 to me. I crumble. He's now free as well, which isn't great. In the Colossus one, I don't get in with the ghouls, but I do get in with the chariot, and I only do 1 wound to him total with all of my attacks and things, which is not enough to worry him in the slightest.
No, not at all.
And obviously he's got things that can go. He only has one wound to me, I think, but yeah.
Well, you've got a
not
decent Aegis save, haven't you? So
I have, yeah. So the good point is that my wraiths kill the fast cav through the
okay.
So their sweep did very
Yep.
well, and I've moved up to threaten his bunker. So there's maybe they can do something as well. But yeah, not a great situation. He charges into my flank here. I couldn't not offer him a flank, unfortunately, because of how big my unit was.
Yeah.
And he charges the flank, the other flank with his skeletons. So my skeletons are not in a good place. There, he charges his Shah Guardian into my ethereal, and as we said, the flank of my ghasts with his chariots. So
that's going to be a few points gone as well, isn't it? Yeah.
excuse me. Yeah, not looking forward to the next combat phase. He, I don't know what this was. I think it was just showing that I moved them this way, maybe. I don't know. This goes on into combats because he's taking it. So he, I think he fails the Colossus. Then he must fail the Colossus getting in for some strange because I moved back.
Well, your court's dead now as well.
Yes. So let's go back somewhat. So yeah, he failed.
And the
He
Phantom
fails
Hosts are
this.
gone, so time's moved on a little bit.
Time has moved on. I think that like with everything we do, just wanted to crack on, and I was like, oh man, I've lost this big time. So
Yeah.
I come over here, I get another sweep, and I don't do any wounds to him
Oh,
this time around. I was just like, not even like the things I'm clutching at are doing anything. It did sweep the other unit, but yeah, my chariot does one wound to him, and he just kills my chariot.
Yeah. Just like you're
and
scoring
then
off on that guy instead.
Yeah, so this is the end of his turn because the Ghast's dead, Vampire Knight's dead, the Spirit Host's dead,
Court's dead,
and he's kind of just all surrounding my characters.
Oh.
So right now, I'm like, right, just get a point. Just keep your vampires alive. How can you keep your vampires alive? And the ghouls. So, and see what the wraiths can do. Yeah, that's it. So, he, I think, goes in both with everything here. I'm gonna say.
Okay. Yeah.
He cannot see me, so
You hide. Yeah.
hide behind him. He then moves so that he moves so that he now can see me. So I'm like, oh god, what do I do now? He moves like this, so my wraiths can't with his necro guard. So that my wraiths can't, because I can't march at this point. I can't get over him.
Next to them.
Yeah. No, it's BSB. They all go in. That's not a good situation for skeletons.
No, they're like, where have my vampires gone?
Because that happens in one round.
Just
look at that, just dead. Ugh. Yeah, and this happens like this. He gets
closing the door.
So this is him moving to me. Overall, over here, he just about kills my wraiths with the Colossus going in. I think I charged him actually. Yeah, I charged him, and it just went badly. Even with my 3-up save, I just got rinsed, and I was like, oh man, that just sucks, man. My BSB comes over because he's only got 4 wounds left on his Colossus, and I don't mind that. I think I'll just about do him there. I get Grave Calls to get him as well. So
points.
It's points, man. And the last picture, he just about kills my wraiths. Over here, my general gets out and survives for the rest of the game, so that's good. I think I got a last minute Dance Macabre to get him out and around, so that was good. But yeah, that's the end with my wraiths going down. At the end, I only kept my 2 vampires and my ghouls, and I got a Colossus and cavalry
and the scarabs.
So yeah, so it ends up an 18-2.
Okay.
In the end, I really fought for those 2 points.
Yeah, you did. You
had
to.
I felt like I made a lot of mistakes. in the battle as well. Luke played it really, really well.
He often does. Yeah.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing, and yeah, I think I took too many risks as well as doing too many risks at the same time. So having the wraiths, because really, if I'm going to do that with the wraiths, the whole magic phase needs to be about the wraiths and nothing else, or vice versa for combats and things. So it was.
I don't think the night charge was a terrible one, but I think, like you say, it needed a magic buff or two.
That's it. It was. It was that, and getting whispers off meant he just did more wounds to me than he should.
Whispers was huge. Yeah.
So yeah, no, it was it was a really good learning battle for me, and I think one of the big things we talked. Me and Tanker stayed around as well, and we talked a lot about the deployment for this. And earlier on in the battle, I said obviously I wanted to castle around this thing, and I could probably do it harder. So and I could have put the ghouls in, because the ghouls aren't going to be a part of this game, right?
No.
So the ghouls go right back in the corner. The ghasts could go in front of them as well, because the Colossus don't want any part of the ghasts. Because they don't wound as much, they don't get the stomp, and I've still got the poison and AP1 and stuff. So they don't really want to go into the ghasts here. So if I put my ghasts in front of the ghouls over there, really at this point, after his deployment, only the Colossus are getting into them, because he's too far away with everything else. The neck regard is still a problem, but if I put my chaff, or put all my chaff there, then I could just keep the neck regard and chariots away as long as possible, as well as raise dead.
Yeah.
And Vampire Knights, even if they go over on the left hand side, they just help zone and countercharge anything going into my skeletons. So in another world, if he drops, what I should do, and I should have done writings of this really, put my ghouls right back, not caring, not doing anything in this game. My skeletons stay basically where they are, along with the wraiths. The Vampire Knights go right out on the left flank, along with the ghasts, and the ghasts sort of like come up to this area in between the ruins and thing, and the Vampire Knights go just on top of them. Again, zone in and helping counter charges into my skeletons, chaffing anything that comes our way, and using magic and wraiths to do it. So I think that way
I wonder if
you
did that. Sorry, go on.
I was just saying that's a safer bet and probably gets my 5 easier for me.
Yeah. I wonder if the ghouls, like, put the ghasts and the Vampire Knights on the left. Absolutely, I agree with that. I wonder if the ghouls still had a role to play in the middle. They could have anchored your right flank a little bit, because you could have just tar pitted something and just regrown them all the while.
Yeah, I think possibly. But
like you say, again, put the ghouls in the corner.
That's putting all my magic into just tar pitting rather than actually doing damage.
I think you grind out most of his units though.
Yeah, possibly. Well, I'm not sure with ghouls. Maybe his chariots.
With a Hand of Glory as well to help.
Possibly.
Because you got inbuilt reroll to hit.
My other thought.
Combat is the thing.
My other thought at this point was to do exactly what I did, but put my Vampire Knights right out on the flank so that he had to put stuff over there and would be out of ranges for magic and things like that.
Yeah, possibly, yeah. Or if you just had more Vampire Knights.
Well, yeah. My only issue with that is it is flags, and if anything went wrong, or if he put his Shah Guardian and the chariots, which are not scoring in this, remember?
No, there's nothing to lose for him putting chariots against the Knights.
At worst case scenario, he loses his chariots and gets my Vampire Knights. So
it's a good trade-off for him, chariots for Knights.
So that, and probably from my point of view, with where they are, the dogs as well. So but I definitely think Luke played it very well, and I kind of lost it by taking too many risks throughout.
Well, it goes back to what you were saying in your last report. You know, when you are playing good opponents, like Luke, a single mistake, which effectively is what that was by trying to do too much in one magic phase, a single mistake costs you in these battles against good players. So totally. Luke is the kind of player that knows what he's doing right from the off. He's playing a very aggro list, so he was coming at you right from the start.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
you know, I think he
But
would have
yeah,
looked at this list and thought to himself, "Yeah, I can run at this." So yeah.
So in terms of everyone else,
Hmm.
I got the 18-2, which obviously wasn't great. Jack Austin beat Wes 20-0. So
Ooh,
we're
okay.
down two big losses. Sorry.
Hmm.
Hugh did bring that back somewhat by beating Alex 20-0.
Okay.
And
Great.
then Tanker versus Matt. Tanker won 12-8, but obviously didn't get as big a win as Luke. So we go
Sure.
down 46-34. So even with
Oh,
two
another
20s,
46-34.
yeah. So just the difference between a small win and a big win really bumped up that. And
Yeah.
Wales podiumed and we did not. So that
Sure.
was a shame. I think we
Yeah.
finished fourth or fifth. So we were still close, but
Yeah.
nice to get the game against Luke and Wales and stuff. And we move on to the awards because we did take some pictures of the awards
Yeah.
as well. David got best painted army, I
Oh,
think.
absolutely beautiful army as
It's
always.
a lovely Askelanders
Yeah.
looking army, which is so well done him. I don't know what this was for specifically.
I
Maybe
think
this is
it's
best
wooden
model.
spoon for Rick. Actually,
No, because it's the team, isn't it? Or is it individual wooden
it
spoon?
might have been an individual. I don't know.
Okay, I don't know whether there was a single
It sounds
model
harsh
best.
if we're getting it wrong.
Yeah, I don't know whether it was best single model or anything either. So
Well, Rick did finish 48th,
okay,
so I think it might have been. Yeah,
and this is Rick the Rat.
brilliant t-shirts. They
His
were
t-shirts.
superb.
The Team Chump getting wooden
Yep.
spoon
Team.
or best
Yep.
sports maybe.
Yeah, they got that as well, didn't they? They
got
brought
that as well.
they
Yeah,
got all the awards effectively, didn't they?
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Go into your notion of best team.
Absolutely.
There, very much
Absolutely.
so.
They were brilliant. Yeah.
In third place was a team that we played, which is I think Rods of Battle. I think they were called.
Yep, I believe so. Yeah, that's right.
So led by Artem, who smashed me. So you're welcome. Then podiuming was Matty P and the Wales Leaks. So again, Luke, you're welcome with two big wins from our point of
view. Exactly. Yeah. You said it for me.
Yeah. And winning, which I was obviously sad that we didn't win. But if anybody else was to win, I was very happy that the Lions and Tony and Paul, especially with Cluzy and Ali, won
What's wrong with Cluzy and Ali?
No, they're great. But Paul and Tony, especially, it was really nice to.
Absolutely.
Obviously, because we speak to them so much and stuff.
They were two of the first guys that we got on the scene with, weren't they? Paul
and Cluzy as well. This is one of his first tourneys back since having a kid. So
shows he's still got it. He's still got it.
Yeah, and I mean, Ali using OP, O and G, right? So bound.
Well, just goblins actually, but yeah.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, that's a whole different debate.
Really, congrats to them about that, and well done to them. And
I really enjoyed the chat that I had with everyone at this tournament. It was such good atmosphere. I had a lot of fun talking to Team Chump after round 5, actually, because we played them in round 5. You know, and meeting fans of the channel is really nice as well. It's like Craig and Rick, who I hadn't met before, didn't get to play against either of them because I played against Kid. But they're guys who comment on the channel loads, and it's really nice to actually talk to them in person. So it was superb meeting them as well, and it's always nice to see Tommy, of course, as well. So and Matty Paris in that picture there, looking gorgeous as always.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know,
I can't tell whether he's. Oh, that should have been me.
Oh, you reckon?
There's
that little expression on his face there, yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. No, it's a great time had by all. Well done, Ollie as well. Big shout out to him. Using new recruit for the first time, I believe. For a tournament, so that was that was good. It worked well enough.
It did.
And thanks very much to Firestorm as well for putting us up and dealing with us nerdy folk, which of course they're used to on a regular.
They are very used to it. Yeah, superb.
But yeah,
so yeah, a brilliant team tournament. Well done, Matt, for victory. It was really enjoyable. And yeah, we're rolling into ETC now, aren't we?
This is ETC territory.
I use we loosely.
Oh, absolutely.
One of us is rolling into ETC. The other one of us is going on holiday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of a holiday, right? Because it's a holiday with toys.
Absolutely. Yeah.
No, we're yeah. I'm really looking forward to it. And to get you the reports as soon as possible.
Oh, of course, because this report is actually going out after you've. Oh no, is it after
week
ETC?
before?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm losing my dates.
So next week, the ETC will have been and gone, and it's a thing of the past.
I see.
I'm currently now, as you're seeing this, in Amsterdam, I think,
okay.
or at least flying over there. But yeah, so no, yeah, we're gonna get you those as soon as possible. Maybe a few build-up battles in between, but yeah, looking forward to it. I guess I'll try and be on Twitter as well throughout where possible. Also, I might see if I can do some live stream interviews and things, but I might also do that as some videos afterwards as well, so pre-recorded rather than live. But we'll see. I'm not promising anything, but we will get some extra content. So that's what I'll promise.
You got to meet some of these international folks.
Yes,
absolutely.
I want to meet them and stay in a sober enough space to actually talk to them, but I'm not sure that'll happen.
Well, they might not be sober either.
No, I know. Well, yeah. Then
BTC is just a piss up, right?
I think so. That's
what you're hearing.
Yeah. But yeah, so no, looking forward to it. Thanks again, Ollie, for Match for Victory, and yeah, looking forward to all the content we're going to bring you in the near future. So if you've subscribed, well done. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you get all the things. And if you haven't, definitely subscribe for the next few weeks because there's going to be some extra stuff.
Absolutely.
And
if you're bored, go and check out the Patreon as well.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, why wouldn't you? Great. All right, let's roll on. Thank you very much, everybody, and we will see you in the next video.
Yeah. See you later.